seriously promoting me now? Is that what's happening? YouTube, y'all starting to like me again because I'm giving it to you, giving you truth here? All right, well, I don't know what to say, but it's appreciated. It should go out. I just put out the truth. People can't handle it. You can't handle it. You know, I'm telling you what's going to happen. There's going to be some issues. There will be some nuclear issues. There will be some airplanes that come out of the sky. There'll be one that's going to be rescued. There's going to be some issues. Back to this, though. Just, you know, giving you people a heads up. I'll give you a few minutes to get into the room, though, before I really get into some deep stuff. I'm gonna light a cigar and just kind of relax. Oh, now it's showing me the one, showing me a number. I guess it was one waiting first. I appreciate you. God bless you for even being here, because I always, you know, I'm getting old and I have to. I'm like Biden. I forget to go on the live, or sometimes I make a mistake. I do the best I can, people. Appreciate the like. I ain't even done nothing yet. You don't like this video? No, I appreciate it. So check this out. Just like I said, this is what happened. Now, first, let me give you a caveat. Please understand, you have not seen this yet on your news services. But it happened exactly like I said last night. The shelling has already begun. The map that I just put up come from someone in Ukraine. I'm going to call it a trusted source because I know what my sources are. And yeah. That is a map of actual shelling that happened today. One of the places they hit was a schoolhouse. The media wants to make it look like, oh, it's a good thing nobody got hurt. 2 teachers were injured in that. Because, of course, teachers get there before the kids do. 2 teachers were injured at that schoolhouse that the shell went through the wall. Now, if we're supposed to believe that Russian separatists all of a sudden have artillery, then, oh, it was Russian no. This is Russian regulars, and they shot shells all the way around the entire border. They're softening things up. And so that they couldn't or wouldn't have to say, oh, we've got an intelligence leak, because the Americans knew when it was. They waited till the next day, right after midnight, to be starting some mess. And then they put out the propaganda. Oh, we're being hit with mortars. So what they do, they turn around and they shelled an area that was not held by them. That was just people, just regular people. They're dialing in their artillery, people. Do you understand what that means? It's target practice for an army so that they can, oh, we got a news report, we hit a schoolhouse, let's move it a little bit to the right. That's what they're currently doing. It's warfare. The news media is telling them what they actually hit. It actually helps them. It's like, hey, thank you. Really, they shouldn't be telling them anything. But since it's up, I'm going to talk about it. A couple more things are going on. So it's already begun. The war, I appreciate the likes. There's Google, how you going to have 3 people in the room and 4 likes? What, somebody liked it and left? Stop it. Google, give me my numbers. Probably about 100 watching. Probably some people in Ukraine using a VPN, saying they're actually, it said there's number 4. Google, you so dirty. Anyways, so yeah, click like, and the new ones that come into the room, click like if you know the dirtiness of the internet and what they do. But so here's the thing. Okay. So Russia has already shelled all the way around. They're not stopping. Okay. This is continued. I'll give you a little bit better view with the wipers here. I can't really throw on much of a. We're on low budget right now. I'm not idling. It's not about fuel, people. It's just about that I'm running my APU and I don't want it shut down. But you do deserve a halfway decent view of what's popping. There you go. Now, there you go. Hello, come in. So what happened was Russia started shelling. Now I'm gonna tell you a few things changed in Ukraine in Kiev, or Kyiv, however you want to pronounce it. The government this morning announced that they are legalizing Bitcoin. So now, if you don't have faith in their money, you can change over to Bitcoin, which might even mean the ability to give us a or a person, okay, who wants to invest in that country or whatever, the ability here, let me fix that too. The ability to invest in the country without thinking they're going to lose money, but also the people there that invest in Bitcoin can have a actual ATM. So it may be that we can bring ATMs to their country that can be used without Russia hacking it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like new servers, we're talking a whole nother system. If you're dealing with a whole nother system, it would be something that's never been hacked before. Oh man, if this guy backs into me on a live, that's just bad. Not a good thing. Let me make sure my burners are on and everything's on. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know what I'm saying? You are a flatbedder. Don't know how to back up. Realize and, you know, take a look and realize your shortcomings and come on. Anyways, so he needed to get over. I had to throw my burners and my faucets. So anyways, so we're gonna have a whole new system in Ukraine for monetary transactions. Now I see it first, second, third. I got you. Appreciate you, people. So our Bitcoin system being over there may be able to actually do a lot more with Bitcoin than just that, because if they cut off the you know, undersea cables and this kind of thing, it might be a good idea to have that in every country, because if they have the ability to maybe use satellite for transactions, they could create a whole nother economy, a way of doing things if Russia cuts that off. So in the meantime, let's see here, I've just been silent. Oh, zero. Okay, got you. He was zero. He was first. So I think that the Bitcoin's a good thing. It was some last minute mess this morning when they started getting shelling that it happened. A little bit right there on the edge, you know what I mean? So they must have already had all of the infrastructure in place for that to happen. And I think that they maybe need to talk to some companies that have some defense systems that I don't know if it's, I don't want to talk about them, but certain defense companies that make anti-missile, you can't do much about the shells, but anti-missile systems, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. It would start with Ray and rhyme with Raytheon. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know who's doing what. Well, what, man, put one of them little R2D2 suckers up there and let them zap anything that's gonna mess with Ukraine. That's what I think. If I was in charge, you know. But going back to the whole situation, is a couple of teachers at least got injured, and that's just at the one site, okay? And ever since the Minsk agreement, they have had people on site that can actually look and see if there was any kind of a shelling or anything going on, and no one was called to check out no 300 Russian-speaking dead people, which still people, you have to understand that this is all propaganda, and that dead people don't speak anything, much less Russian. They really don't. I've been told, I don't know, I've been told that when people, you know, when they're gone, that you don't hear a lot of speaking Russian. I could be wrong. I haven't seen people just when they go, maybe, anyway, just saying. So, that's a bunch of horse hockey. And so what they did though, a lot of reports have not come in of troops that might have, maybe they don't want to give out numbers of who's been injured or what, but shelling comes with injuries, and that kind of shelling all over the whole border, that's blitzkrieg. Okay, it was bigger, and you're not being told about it too much, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's on the internet, you know. I'm not the one breaking it, it's there, but yeah, you can get some news here a little bit on this one. Now, next few days I'll be doing Cannonball Run. I won't have much time to put some up, but just giving you a heads up, there was shelling all across the border. They waited until they could say safely that, oh, the Americans didn't know what they were going to attack, because technically it was the next day. Now, they did build what I'm calling the right now I'm going to call it the Insurgent Bridge, because that pontoon bridge surely couldn't have been made with, even though they must have stolen the hardware all the way from deep in the heart of Russia, that surely it couldn't have been made by the Russian military, because they were pulling out at the time. Okay, surely pulling out doesn't mean build a new bridge unless you look at their playbook. And I think maybe their playbook has a whole bunch of concentric circles, maybe some swoops, maybe some rebounds and some lines that go right, left, circle around, come back to the left before they ever get back to their base. This is what I'm saying. Watch for tank 523. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. So, and they're not going to their home bases, they're going to close bases so that they can, you know. Anyway, all right, I think that the only reason they put that out like that they were doing a withdrawal, is so that someone didn't bomb the heck out of that bridge that they were running the tanks across on a train trestle on that bridge, knowing that it was a troop movement. Because if they say, oh, we're going back home with these right here, you know, let and then we, okay, let's see what happens here. Of course, some of them were redirected and pointed at the front line right there, pointed at Ukraine. Other ones were moved to nearby bases, but not the original bases. And then I'm sure they sent the train back with supplies. So in the end, I'm gonna watch that bridge fall like nobody's business. I'm gonna watch the day that they take that sucker out. Nothing against the bridge, it's a beautiful bridge, it really is, but with what they're doing with it, it was for the bad purpose in the first place. It was designed to do what it's doing, okay? Or they wouldn't have a train across it, right? Because you don't need that many goods and services that you'd have to have a train bridge going into Ukraine. No. This was planned from the start, the day they built that bridge. So if it happens to be that in order to stop troop movement and to cut off their supply line and A, B, C, D, and E, Ukraine don't need it because it just goes to Russia. So if that bridge takes a dive, that's gonna be the day I'm making popcorn that day. That'll be the start of something that would be maybe helpful. So anyway, so they accepted Bitcoin, and as somebody also, this is kind of funny, somebody put up on Twitter, basically the Russian embassy is not currently being used, so somebody put out a drone outside of his window facing that, and they flew it up to eye level, you know, right to left a little bit, holding a cardboard sign that said garage for rent, talking about the Russian embassy. Now I would like to rent it, but it's too far away and there's not enough freight there, but it does maybe have enough room for an 18-wheeler. So anybody wants to rent that out, Russia's not using it, they probably won't never use it again, I don't think. And so it might be a good little building. I don't think they're going to shell their own embassy, but I wouldn't put it past them, because they just shelled a freaking school, you know. Call them bad aim, say what you want, they don't need it. There's people all over the place. They can't help but have collateral damage if they call it that. So the map on this thing, though, like I said, is off a trusted source off Twitter, and it's showing every location that was bombed today. All those X's were bombed today. That's the thumbnail for this video. So they are already in the invasions. There's no waiting. Now, there's another little thing, okay? I'm not breaking this. This is already on the internet and in the news and everywhere else. They even show them taking off and landing and all this. So we have a couple of B-52s, those big bombers that are now in England on a base there. We also, you know, we have the troops that are now in right there in Poland, and that edge right there. You know, there's a lot of things ramping up on all sides. I say all sides. This is not a Russia versus U.S. event. This is Russia trying to mess with a sovereign nation that is trying to be a democracy. They're fledgling democracy. They're not perfect. So for all the people who are given any kind of flack about how they have run their elections or this or that, look, they're trying. They're trying not to be in Russia. So give them props for that. Plus, they're standing up to them. Give them props for that. A smaller nation with a lesser force, just raising their hand saying, hey, if nobody helps us, we'll do it ourselves, but we'd appreciate some help. But hey, we're fixing to do this, so watch it happen. You know, it's like basically like the old saying, live free or die. You know, give me liberty or give me death. That's what they're actually going to do, is they're going to say give me liberty or give me death. So right now, Russia's trying to hand them the death card. Personally, I don't think they want to play that card. And there's going to be a lot of other things. So once you start seeing planes fly in Russia, you really want to watch it pop off. That's where I'm at. Once that happens, like they're using artillery, it's a thing, but they're going to go and have a security meeting in the next few days. I think it starts tomorrow. Kamala Harris is going, and there's I guess she's already there. She's in Europe, and then they're going to meet. They already know. You know, a lot of this is already figured out, that if one chess move is made here, another one will be moved there. Russia can't win unless they have an aerial assault. My opinion. This is me. I don't speak for anybody. I think once they start any type of flights, that's when it will be a twinkling of an eye event. It will just be that fast. That's not going to happen. Like, it might start to happen, and then it's going to be shut down. So this is my opinion, just my opinion, okay? But in the meantime, and in between time, Russia still has the ability to do what they do best, which is, you know, hit airliners, take out people's communications, and mess with the economy. And they've already tried to mess with their internet and all of their websites and everything else in Ukraine. I'm sure they did more of that today. But that shelling happened, and it hasn't exactly made lamestream news yet. You know, the propaganda news networks. That hasn't happened yet. Okay, none against them. You know, there's for us. They're just not for us. That's all. It's just not happening. So I'm putting up what I know and things I've seen. And I would advise you, if you want to learn a lot more about this situation, just go on Twitter. You know, and there's some videos out on what I was talking about, the little I don't know, I would say it's just called Anti-Missile System by Raytheon. I think that, you know, that might be in order. But it looks like a Air Force will maybe you know, kind of look around and see what's popping, you know, and hey, it's gonna be a little something. People are good at what they do for our country and for other countries that are you know, trying to help out. All the ones in NATO, they're good at what they do. It might be better if Germany would help more, but I'll say right now, I think what needs to happen is, I think that they need to boycott the Nord Stream, period. I think that people in Europe need to start getting, if they have not already, stockpiles of gas from other sources. Australia is all but raising their hand, going, ooh, pick me, we can help, you know, we can supply some stuff. And so I don't think it just needs to be Nord Stream 2 that's shut down, because Nord Stream 1 is currently paying Russia. You got to figure, they're making money right now off this thing. If you think about it, their GDP is not perfect, okay? It's down from what it could be. They could be masterful, mother Russia, and the economy strong if they quit trying to act like communists and could be more economically more like a democracy, you know what I'm saying? Because they do trade. So it is a democracy of trade, of the economic, you know, their economic playbook involves other countries. They're not just playing checkers, you know, two people. They're playing more like Monopoly. But they want to say that they are communist and, you know, government down. Well, the government's not that rich. So the economy there is, it's like 1/3 of their GDP and like 70%, I think, of their income or something like that is all based off of their oil sales. So looking at it like that, they could be doing a lot better with another Nord Stream, and they could be doing better with the one they have now if they were not in sanctions. But what needs to happen is other countries need to get on board with the whole sanction idea and say, oh, well, we shouldn't be helping them with other things either, and stop buying their gas. And then it will cost them a lot of money to reroute their oil to China. China has said, hey, they got their back and that they will finance them through this war situation if this happens, when this happens, basically. And that they will buy all their oil. And that might be something that would give them money. However, in the long run, they will lose a whole lot more stuff being knocked out of the SWIFT system. Like, they're going to go broke. And Putin's got a lot of money in a lot of other places that he don't admit to his government, evidently, because the government says he's not allowed as a Russian citizen to have outside money and outside sources. And evidently, somebody knows where it's at. And when they shut that down, it's going to hurt him. They say it won't. It will. It'll hurt the whole country. And all the rich people over there will be affected. So, so yeah, it's already popped off. They've already started this whole attack thing, and people are getting killed. You know, this is already, I guarantee you, they're just not admitted to it yet. And when they start messing with, you know, the worst of what they can do and trying to mess with our systems too, it's a good thing that Ukraine's got the Bitcoin, you know, but that just happened this morning. And that will make Bitcoin stock go through the roof, because everybody over there will be buying into it. You see what I'm saying? So the more people on it, I ain't gonna say it's a pyramid scheme, but it works in that way that the more people support it, the better it does. So I think that Bitcoin was a good move. Evidently, they already have the infrastructure set up for it, and they'll have to have ATMs. A lot of people are leaving, and our embassy, like I said yesterday, has moved. We moved it out of there to a different place in the country. We didn't pull out, but that was that. And also it's my understanding that we have maybe some fighter jets that moved to another base. And outside of that, I don't want to talk about anything that's not really well known and pushed around on the internet. So people, if you got anything to say, go ahead and say it. I was going to put a little something together. I need to do a sound test still for the laptop part of things, so I can show my screen and show what's going on and have an actual YouTube kind of channel. I may actually go live tonight. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, so I still got more work to do. Let's see here. And I'm not sure about the 100-437 there. ZSN. Oh, yes I am. Okay. Field R&D. Okay. Third, second, first. Copy that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm sitting here having a coffee with some honey in it, and I'm just telling what I'm seeing. And that picture speaks a million words. It's already popped off. They just didn't want to give away the fact that they got people that told the date they were planning the whole thing, and they were probably having to be called in and answered on that day. So it's kind of hard to wage a war when you got everybody in your government trying to rat out everybody else to find out who it was that told what date that it was going to go down. I don't think that Ukraine wants to give up any other territory. I don't think they want to concede and say, oh yeah, sure, Russia, you can have half of our country to start a new port down there. Watch out for the forward-only drivers. Yeah, right. What's up, WD? Watch for them to mess with the internet. There's a lot of things Russia is just waiting to do. As soon as they do something that makes us help out or makes NATO help out, which we have troops in, and then it's like they're taking a checklist of people, you know, like a little list, and saying, okay, who did what today? Okay, well, we're going to punish them now by messing with their systems. That's what they're doing. So you can't have water if you don't have power, because the power pumps it. So they don't have to cut off the water and the power, they just cut off the power. And they know these things. Okay, they know they got people that are freaking special forces over here that do the kind of crap, you know. And then oh, what's up, Alaska? So yeah, Alaska, that's what somebody's putting it up. Eventually Russia's going to want Alaska back. They can't have you. You're with us. It's all good. We're keeping Alaska. So don't worry about that. You're one of the 50, you know what I mean? and it includes, we still claim the islands too, you know, even Trucking Stuff Island's gonna be a new one. But I mean, all the territories, I forgot about that, Trucking Stuff Island. Yeah, we need to put a base down there. But all of the islands, including the Virgin Islands and the Puerto Rico and all those, we still claim them too. They're not states yet, but they're there, you know, and you don't have to have a passport to go there. So it's just, them's our people too. But no, Alaska, I'm quite sure, especially because you know, and we need to build a better road to there. That's for sure. So truckers will want to go there. That will help commerce in Alaska. If anybody's listening that has anything to do with anything, build a better road to Alaska. You know, I mean, like a whole full-on 4-lane highway, and build it well. And then, well, more trucks will want to go there. More people will want to buy the land there. It'll be doable, you know. And we can be snowbirds and go back, because we really need warm weather. We'll go down to Miami for the winter. Everybody wants to say anything, you go ahead. This was just some little intel. There's a lot more than this. I'll probably forget half the stuff I looked at on the internet today. I'm kind of good at finding stuff, you know. What's up, Texas? Let's see here. Oh, the girl next door. Okay. Well, you know, and I don't know about the power outage in Texas. I don't know how y'all are dealing with that, or how that. I hope that's good, because I heard about that. What's this now? One road in and out. Yeah, that's about the size of it. I'd like to have a log cabin up in Alaska. It would be nice to go up there. I could take some freight up there just every once in a while, check on, see if the bears hadn't ripped into the place, you know. Russia is shelling Ukraine. Yeah, like all those spots, like not just the school that they admitted to. My power's never going on. Oh, good job, good on that. In this truck, I have an APU. I could power a couple of houses. I also got power inverter, held from Northeast Florida. Yeah, right. Northeast Florida has probably got better weather than right here where I'm at. I'm up in the heartland, in the middle of the nation, in a secret undisclosed location at a brand new Love's that ain't even got a shop, but I'm in front of the shop. They're supposed to be working on it. So, yeah, they don't have a few things here. Their restaurant's not open yet. They're working on it. I'm going to go get a bite to eat. I think I'm just going to get out of here and do that in a bit. I need a steak. It's been like that, but right now I'm having a cigar. And so if anybody sees anything on the internet that they would like to share to this live, go ahead and share it. Make a comment if you've seen any links to anything about Ukraine. 75 now? Yeah, I bet it is 75. I think it's about 35 here where I'm at, maybe less. Where in the world have I put my lighter? See, I told you people, I'm less organized than anything, but I still know what's going on. You know, and it's not, they waited till just after the date that people knew about. You know, that's, I think they were too busy trying to weed out who told about it or whatever, to find that out. But yeah, Russia is a kind of a tricky thing right now. They gave all these demands that were ridiculous in front of the UN. Just hit them, blindsided them with that mess, talking about, hey, nobody's allowed to join NATO, and oh, by the way, and you know, that's crazy. So they've got them right now suckling off of the milk giving pipeline, the Nord Stream, and they're going to get them even more hooked on it like it's an IV for Europe, and every winter they're going to do what they want and ask for what they want, and they'll have to meet their demands. I think they need to become independent on oil and heating. And so let's see here. Northeast Missouri. Okay, Missouri, what's up for Missouri there? Yeah, I'm in the Buckeye right now. I was up in St. Paul about a month ago. It was negative 25. Yeah, I've been dealing with the weather. Look, I got here, and I didn't even realize how hard I'd ran, and they're like, you know, you got 3 hours left on your clock. I'm like, okay. They're like, we want you to go ahead and take a break. I'm like, I do too. Hey, you know, I'm good. I like the way y'all think. Oh, and as far as the video, they told me yesterday I was going to get it. They told me today I was going to get it. I've been chomping. I've been calling them. I'm going to call them twice tomorrow. But now I got the guy's name who's got it. He has it. He has it, right? We're talking about the Russian satellite that they shot at me. Okay, this is real. This is real. Not Israel, the country. This is actual. Okay, actual. They got the video. He needs to send it to me. You know what I'm saying? But it went by legal. NORAD said, we have no problem with you releasing this information, anything you video, and you know, all that legaled up, you know, we can neither confirm nor deny, that kind of stuff. And it's good. I can do what I want with the video. So I'm like, okay, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. Great. I gotta get that video. I'm dying to get it. And me being off today, I was like, man, I slept, and then I got up, I ate, and I'm like, wait a second. Wait a minute, let me see if they sent that. I'm checking my email, nothing. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I called him. I called the one guy. Oh, the other guy's on lunch. And when he sent, and he's like, oh yeah, he just said he's gonna send it. He's got something for you. He's gonna send it to you. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, he found it. He must have seen it. He was supposed to text me too and let me know what he thought about it. I wanted his opinion because, man, it was crazy. Big fireball freaking satellite goes rumbling across the sky, and you're like, that just happened, right? So, yeah, I'm sure he was probably impressed and wondering, you know, what are the odds, you know? But so there's that. So I got that, and a good thing happened too. The Snap-on truck come up to this shop, and they didn't have much going on because, you know, you're talking about a new shop, new mechanics, nothing really going on in there, and they ain't even open. So I'm like, they're just putting stuff together. I checked out the Snap-on truck, and there's these little magnet strip things, right? Strip magnets that if you have a toolbox with an opening lid that's metal, like a rolling cart with a lid, you flip that lid up, you can slap one of these magnets on it, and so it's low profile. So instead of a magnet strip that sticks out about 2 inches to put wrenches on, that, you know, you can have wrenches under the lid, they'll be tucked up under there more so that you can have a higher profile bunch of junk in the top of it also, and it'll still shut. So I wanted the lowest profile something. I thought I was gonna have to design it. They already got them. They got them on a Snap-on truck. They're like $30. I'm like, or 30 something. I asked him, I said, man, I need like 5 or 6 more. So let me know when you get more. I'd be greatly appreciated. So it's this little slap thing. Look, it might not be nothing to nobody else, but there's got to be men out there that could use this kind of thing that understand what I'm talking about. It's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about as big as my steering wheel. Check it out. You're gonna get a good view here behind the scenes, right? So check this out. The strap is this. Those round magnets that you just can see the silhouette of, like right there, you see? So you slap this onto your let's see, well, slap that onto your toolbox, and then you can, it's really strong magnets, and it'll hold up wrenches. Like, it'll hold them at an angle and you can fit more. So I picked that up, a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something. Thought I'd show that for anybody that's looking. They have them at a Snap-on truck. It's better than some Harbor Freight mess. And then I mean, my tools are fixing to be, man, phenomenal is what I'm talking about. I'm going to rebuild that alternator and show y'all how to rebuild an alternator so y'all can do that. I've been trucking. I apologize. My greatest apologies. Moya Copa, Moya Maxima Copa. Okay? So, all my bad. I've been working hard on getting together the ability to rebuild an alternator, to teach you people that all you need is brushes. You know what I'm saying? So you can buy a kit now. They got whole kits to rebuild alternators. Yeah, you need that. Yeah, no lie. So see, I knew it'd help somebody. Listen, I was like, doggone, man, $30. But think about it for a second. Because it's so low profile, it's so thin. You put it under the lid of your cart. When you lift it up, like if you go to shut it again and you got a bunch of junk in there, or a project or an alternator or whatever, it's sitting on the top box, it'll still shut with wrenches in the lid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. What's this now? Joke. Well, tell we. I don't know what the joke thing means, and appreciate it exactly. So yeah, that's just something I didn't know existed, and I was going to make my own here. You know. Oh, you work on automatic doors? Okay, well then, hey, listen, if you work on automatic doors, I got something for you too, bro. This is just for you, and you're gonna be like, no way. Unless you already do this, because I'm old, I'm behind, okay? So, it's possible you already know about this. Now, if you work in a shop type environment where you're at a certain workstation, the greatest thing ever is about the Yukon cart is the one that I like, but you have to drill holes because the holes don't match up. So you can put 3 bolts in, the 4th one you have to drill because they make them janky, whatever. Oh, the LP tank in the background? Yeah, the foreground, either way. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So, that one. Yeah, that's the Tic Tac. They flew that in here, and then look, the Air Force is going to come and chase it. Tic Tac, that's funny. So anyways, like the military, I'll give you a good view in the middle. So, but back to what I was saying, if you're stationary, the greatest thing ever would be a cart with 4 or 5 drawers. I have a 2 drawer with an open up top because I needed something lightweight with only the tools I'm rolling with to get to a vehicle. The other couple, drawer things I got, those are stationary. Those hold the majority of, you're talking like engine building stuff, straight up big, piston ring compressors, all that stuff, torque wrenches, the bigger stuff. So the stuff you'll use every time for oil change, this and that, goes in the little cart. That's the idea of a cart. It's supposed to be mobile, and you're not supposed to put everything and hang everything in the world unless it's the only one you got. So what you want to do if you're in a stationary place is have a toolbox, but also have that cart. But if you are not in a stationary place and you're going to install those doors you're talking about, this is what you might not know about. It's called pack out. They have the expensive Milwaukee ones at Home Depot that you're going to buy. That's, man, oh my God, they're expensive. You'd pay about, $1,200, $1,600 for a stack about as tall as you are on this hand truck thing that the bottom box is built into. Or you can get a separate hand truck thing. But you can get a Husky one for cheap, or even a Craftsman one for cheap at Lowe's, and you can do one for skill saw, that kind of jazz, and then get the other boxes on top, whatever crates or whatever boxes you want. Don't buy into the radio. You can get you a Bluetooth speaker at Walmart and use your phone for that. But it's stupid to buy a $100 freaking radio just because it fits on that stack. But the Craftsman one, I would say, is perfect for roll-up doors. They're pretty sturdy. It's got a built-in hand truck. You can put your tools in it, all the specialized, lots of drawers, and you keep stacking and keep stacking. And I think the Versa stack fits with it. They're like interchangeable. I did not understand pack out. I didn't know nothing about no pack out. I had to learn this stuff, okay? But when I did, I was like, oh boy, howdy, that's a game changer. You can make it into a car toolbox. You can make it in whatever you want. But I would say if you're doing that type of work in installing doors, or for the guys that install the doors, if you're in the place making them, tell them about pack out, because then you're going from your vehicle, you're rolling all your tools across. I can't tell you how many people at warehouses that I go to that are maintenance, that go from one building to the next, that are carrying this heavy thing on one side and stuff on their shoulders and all this stuff and belts and all this. I'm like, dude, you need to learn about pack out. And he's like, what are you talking about, pack out? I'll show him a picture. They're like, oh my, they about want to drop their tools right there and go, oh my God, I'm stupid for not even knowing about this. But it's like, no, don't feel bad. This is a new thing. It's a new thing. All your tools will be made mobile, all of them. You get the pack out, you pick it up, set it down out of your vehicle, and you roll with it. And it's just a freaking hand truck with a bunch of stack on. So let me see what you got here. Exactly. Oh yeah, those are nice but expensive. Yeah, but just get the Husky one, and it's a bottom box and a couple more, and you won't even have like 150 in it, maybe 175, and it'll be as tall as you are. 35, been glazier for 4 years. Yeah, and then the The Craftsman one is got a top box you can get for separate things for little fittings. But what you're talking about, you definitely need a cart. But that slap magnet is I'm gonna get some more. That one is gonna be for line wrenches. A line wrench is what you use for brakes. It's a special kind of wrench. I got the wrenches, I just never had a specific place to put them, and I'm like, that's where they're going. And that Snap-on guy, I got pictures of the whole inside the Snap-on truck, and I went through and priced everything I need. He's got actual 1/2-inch impacts. All they had was 3/8-inch impacts at Harbor Freight. So we done got on to a mechanical discussion. I don't mind either, by the way. I got Craftsman for some of my electrical and plumbing tools. Okay, then somebody knows about it, and see, it is new. This is new stuff. So I don't feel, it's been out a few years, I don't feel stupid not knowing about it and how much it can affect you. It can save you massive amounts of time and energy because you're not carrying stuff. So if you're an electrician for a company and they've got a plant the size of freaking Houston, Texas, and you're having to walk across it, you know, some of them have bicycles where they got a basket in it and all that. Man, you can stick the thing in the basket and have it half as tall, but you can still have your tools with you on a little roller thing. And they got these little plastic little tabs for a little pseudo lock, you know, just to keep an honest man honest, you know. But going into something else too, I want to bring this up. The Love's truck stop that is near Chicago burned down. They had a fire in the Denny's. This happened a few days back. I just have not had time and presence of mind to talk about this, but I wanted to let y'all know. I don't know if you can park there anymore. Gary, Indiana. And I knew people that worked there, good people. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I don't know. I hope they're working somewhere. But I don't think this was one of those things where the other truck stops that have burned down kind of look funny when the same dude owns a couple of them and both restaurants catch on fire. This, I think, was a lack of them cleaning maybe the grease vents up above like they're supposed to properly. Not just the people that work there, but they have a service that's supposed to go in every so often and really clean them out, or it can be a fire hazard. It was the Denny's that caught on fire. And the guy across the street on the news report said it looked like a chimney with a flamethrower coming out of it. So, I don't know if they'll even let you park there. Let's see, they got a bunch of Milwaukee wrenches and socket sets on sale around Christmas. Like you said, Husky, Rigid, and others have a lot easier on your wallet. Yeah, so the Husky bottom box, and then the lid to that is, I think the next one, but it's, let's see, what is the next one? But they have a crate that's kind of stupid, but it's kind of okay if you needed it. All of them attach one onto the top, onto the top, onto the top. You know, it's just a matter of, there was a couple of different versions of them. You have to look on YouTube. One of them had weak wheels or something, but I don't move a lot. It's in the same room. So why are you worried about it? You know what I mean? But it'd be real handy if you're having to go all the way across somewhere else, and if you had to, if you really want to save your wheels, bungee strap or ratchet strap would be better. An actual hand truck underneath the bottom box at the back, okay, and circumvent the whole problem. And Harbor Freight's got those too. So there you go. That's your answer. If you're going across, well, you need bigger wheels to get over bigger, you know, concrete little bumps and stuff like that Tic Tac is sitting on right there. You know what I'm saying? So that is, by the way, this is the landing place for the Tic Tac. In case y'all didn't know, you know, they got the video of that one on that Navy ship. I don't know if that's real or not. They showed a alien craft on a Navy ship. There you go. Look, you see the Tic Tac? So this is the landing spot. So I actually caught a Tic Tac on video on my channel. That's what's up. Let's see here. That was Milwaukee. Let's see. Yeah, and I did not know this before, so please don't think I'm a genius. I fell into it from need. They say that necessity is the mother of invention. I had freaking necessity. I was drinking it by the gallon. Like Nestea or Lipton tea, I was drinking necessity. I had some necessity. That was real. That happened. I needed a quick garage, quick and dirty. Got a storage unit, bro. Freaking punched it out. I've got, oh my gosh. Look here, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've got heater in there. I got Mr. Buddy heaters. I've got lights in there. The whole thing lights up. And I'm looking at some point, because you know everybody's getting COVID and kicking out. The meek are inheriting the earth. There's pieces of property with big buildings on them in shops. Maybe I'll buy something like this right here. You know what I mean? Without the Speedco sign. I just need like a bay like that for my 18-wheeler to go into. Might just build one. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So you do what you do. When something happens and you're like, hey, I got to do something quick and dirty with a shop, and it's got to happen. I got to turn wrenches. Well, so I built a shop, and I'm going to build another one, and I'll build another one. One of them's going to look like that. Except I don't think I'll put the Ballard concrete bars. It's cheaper just to get the door. I need something 13.6 or higher. So there's work to be done, and I'm going to be videoing a lot of it. I'm going to show some diesel mechanic and stuff, and might show them some car mechanic and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to go with it, but just so you know, the quick, easy way to fix a problem. Yeah, right. Let's build a shop. Now, let's do it. Trucking Stuff shop. It's going to be on Trucking Stuff Island. I already built the island. I'm just saying. Okay, I bought the island, but it is what it is. You can't really, you know. Sometimes you got to buy something. So there's that. It's more like an archipelago at this point. I don't have to get some water. Back to it though. Yeah, a shop. You know, and I mean this truck don't need nothing right now, but I'm gonna add to it. I'll be putting some stuff up. There's that. So I can power it, you know, with the generator, and I also have propane heat, and I have the ability to outfit it with tools. Oh, somebody's gonna be famous. That guy is famous. You see that? So the dude in the red jacket. 4 years mechanic, and now I'm worn out. Hey, listen, I get that you're wore out. I get that, but I'm gonna tell you something too. A broke down car and a couple of ibuprofen is a solution for that, because like I said, necessity. Everybody drinks necessity. In case you don't know, nobody likes it. It don't taste good, but everybody drinks necessity at some time in their life. And when they do, they turn in wrenches too. I don't even if they don't know what they're doing. You know, some of them do it on the side of the road because they didn't plan well at all. Some of them are stuck there because it just happened there. And some of them have a shop. This might be my shop. I might have to come up here and, hey, Loves, if y'all want to give me a shop. No, might have to make them a deal on this one. Ain't nobody in there yet. Exactly. But, you know, maybe they just give me a little bay. I just need a little bay, a little spot. For my tools would go all the way around the wall at this point, but I'm gonna get a little more consolidated. And as far as the upper hutch, I'll give you a trick for that. Listen, you don't need an upper hutch out of steel. You need it out of wood. Okay? You can customize it any way you want. If you need something to stick magnets to in that thing, you can put up stainless steel plating, drill it to it. You can get that at the chrome shop. Get it at cheapest, asking for the cheapest piece of stainless steel crap they got that don't fit nobody that has a truck anymore. And they'll hand you a plate piece of steel that was used for, you know, decals and permits from 1973 from the Carter administration, and you can just mount it to wood with screws. Drill 4 holes, put screws in it, and then magnets will stick to cheap stainless. Just check before you leave to make sure it's cheap stainless and a magnet sticks to it. Then you're good to go. That's the trick to that. So the upper hutch on your toolbox, if you have just a tool rolling cabinet, 2 2x4s on the right going straight up, 2 2x4s on the left going straight up, a couple of shelves, and use 2x2, or really it's 1x1, whatever. 2x2s from Home Depot. You cut them. They're 1x's, whatever. So yeah, okay, my bad. 1x1. 1x1s. You cut them. Make it a piece that'll go under a shelf. Drill holes ahead of time. Put screws in them after the pre-drill. And then you got 2 shelves up top. You could build a hutch door. Make sure you can still put a laptop on the bottom shelf so you can hook up to the OB2 scanner and get one of them scanners that works with Wi-Fi with a phone and a laptop, and you can read a car. Done. You can fix anything on it. And the hutch thing is you can put lights up under it. Everybody wants a hutch. Everybody wants a. Those things are expensive and it's ridiculously stupid. If you have the rolling cart or even a stationary tool chest and it's got a tabletop to it, build something up higher than that Make sure you still got head clearance. Make it custom. And you can put 2 shelves at the top and one about in the middle, or just one at the top and have it open, and you can put a light up underneath there and it can work off batteries. It could be something from Harbor Freight. It could be one of them little hockey puck ones they give you when you get out the door. And then you got light, you know, and it's over your head, and so you have a workstation. Get you a bar stool, call it a day. They got them, now they got cup holders for the side of freaking toolboxes, like you just camping out at this point. That's not even working. That ain't working. That's camping out. So let's see, I got a couple comments here I missed though, but keep plugging away. Yeah, you do what you can. Just keep plugging away. That dude just disappeared into the Tic Tac. Oh, he came out of the Tic Tac. You see, it eats them up and it spits them out. That Tic Tac, look, I'll show you that Tic Tac. Check it out. That's the one the Air Force, oh, it won't zoom no more. That's the one the Air Force was after. Yeah, it swallows people and it spits them right out. So anyways, it might have swallowed somebody earlier, and it'll probably spit them out in a minute. So yeah, as far as the tool situation, you buy what you can, and you slowly but surely build up your tools, like the ones that work with oil sending units and all this and that. And then you try to find them all and put them all together and get organized at some point in your life. And that's where I'm at, is I'm like, it's time for me to get organized. I've had some carts, but I've been putting stupid freaking motorcycle jets, this and that, and it's been so unorganized, not even funny. I done went there with it. I drank a whole bunch of necessity, a whole 5 gallons, and let me tell you something. Woo! The next day, it'll clean you out. When you drink necessity, it is a cleanse. Just saying. And then the next day, you look back at what all you did after you was drinking that necessity, and then you're like, man, I got organized. I did this, I did that, which I ain't organized yet. I'm working on it. Right now, all of my stuff is located in the same spot, but it's not all that organized. So that's why I needed that slap. I'm gonna call it a slapstick. That big thing there, if you slap somebody with that, I put it, it's funny, I put it in my bag cover thing. It's a seat back organizer on my passenger side. I put it there, and I was thinking, man, if I grab that, if somebody come up on my window and I hit them with that, them magnets, them neodymium, it don't matter, they're not magnetic. They would get it. They'd get the point, okay? They would be they would be repelled at that point by my magnets. So that's funny that I got it right there, but that's why I got that, was to help me with my wrench situation. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm putting in my truck, so you truckers know. Okay, there's a Yukon 3 or 4 drawer. I call it my lunch box. It's a toolbox. It's not quite as big as a top box, but it's a toolbox like people used to carry, but it's got drawers in it that slide out. So it's not just they open it and they pick up the top lid and then there's all this junk in the bottom. No, this is a new day. So that box is awesome. That's what that is. And so that's going in my side box in my 18-wheeler. But I ain't had nothing to break it. I'm all up under warranty, and they would rather send a helicopter than for me to touch a bolt on it, because I'm making such a high payment. There's that. And so, and everybody just disappeared. And then they just showed back up. That's weird. Yeah, they messing with me. YouTube's messing with me. So anyway, so yeah, that's going in the side box of this truck, and I will show it when I do it, and I'll show how it's outfitted. Right now though, I do have an airline on a reel. I've got 2 carry bag kind of tool things, one inside of the other, and I've just got some cheap little socket set that was a joke, another little bit set that was a joke, a couple of those star sets, because you got to have them for the toolbox or for the fuse box behind your glove box, and a couple screwdrivers and this and that, and a couple of adjustable wrenches and some locking pliers. You gotta have locking pliers in case you have a trailer with a bar. I showed that. It's a one-man job, slide axles. You lock the bar as far out as you can pull it. Even if there ain't a notch, it'll hold it and you can slide your axles. Well, that's going with some more wrenches inside that box. But I'm gonna keep it limited to what I know I'm required, I guess you'd say, or I require myself because I'm my own boss. But whatever I require, I'm not changing any more alternators. That part they'll do, and I'll just pay them and roll on. Because they got the ability with impact. I've got an electric impact too. They didn't have 1/2-inch drives, so that'll come from the Snap-on truck. They had 3/8 drives, but I'm not trying to keep all the batteries. The only reason I carry batteries is to charge them before I go back and do my work. So basically I'm dwindling down heavy things I keep in my truck, but I'm gonna have that toolbox and I'll show it. And so right now I have a airline on a reel. I have another airline connected to it to make it even longer, and then I have a blower, a couple little things, air impact on it, and then because my truck puts out enough volume for air, but you could hook up another tank to it and get more volume. And then and right now you can hear my APU. I'm sorry if I feel like almost feel like I'm yelling here. My APU is getting a little bit loud. I'm about to kick it off. But as far as tools, I need to do an update video on the tools I actually carry. And valve stem removal tool, mainly just to tighten them up if they're not put in tight enough, and to air up a tire, and then tire plug kit, you know, and then man, I'll go through it. But those Yukon boxes, they're about 50 something bucks, well worth it, and they do have a top to them. It's just that underneath is drawers. That's the coolest thing, because if I can just open up my side box and pull out drawers and not even have to pull out a milk crate or a toolbox to look in it or this or that, you don't even have to put it on the floor, on the ground. I mean, you just pull the drawer out and your wrenches are in the drawer. So face it to the outside of the truck, or you could just slide it to the, you know, opening if you want to. But you still on the driver's side, if you got your fire extinguisher, you're limited. So I got it on my passenger side, because if you break down, you're going to be working on the passenger side of your truck, or you get hit by a car anyway, right? So yeah, so I'm just doing my thing over here on the side of the planet that we're, you know, that not currently warring on. I'm gonna say currently. We're gonna see what happens. You know what I mean, people? And hopefully our banking system will hold up, but keep a little cash on you, because they've already done the deal. This has already started. You won't hear about it. You'll hear about it tomorrow. They're saying, oh, we're getting together and having talks. While they're having talks, shelling is happening. Okay? Like all the way around the border. So that's from what I saw. That's from the intel I was shown, you know, on the internet. So if it's not true, somebody tried to debunk me, because I know for sure that 2 teachers got injured in Ukraine when they shelled that building, and those are some large holes. That's not just mortar rounds. You know, they've got them all lined up and pointed that way. But I'm going to get off this thing here. I'm going to finish off my coffee, do some more work. I think it's about time for a steak, and then I may do another live tonight to do my sound test on the whole laptop setup of it all, and camera setup, and to show my screen so I can go in there and show on the internet where I'm looking at these things. But basically, if you just search on Twitter, search Russia and then search Ukraine, you know, Ukraine, and you will see more stuff being put up by people that are actually there telling what's going on. And even the Ukrainian government has their own page that they're putting stuff up. Let's see. Seems like they tested the banks out in Canada today. What they do? What happened in Canada? I know that Trudeau has made a bunch of truckers mad, and they up there and all that, and they say it's fixed to come down here. They better not be trying to pass that law. It will shut our economy down, because we're not playing. There won't be a, oh, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there. It'll be like, vacation, time off, good luck, God bless, see you. You know what I'm saying? That's, hey, it is what it is. You know, I love the world so much. I want to give everybody else my vaccine. I just don't want it. No thanks. I don't want to be vaxxed, double vaxxed, triple vaxxed. You know, I'm not interested. I'm interested in finding a lighter that works. Why'd I move it? There. That one's no good. That one's no good. I'm going through no good lighters. See, that's another thing too. I ain't even filled up freaking cigar lighters here. There we go. There's one that works. I'm having an Isla del Sol cigar because God knows I earned it. I've been working my butt off. I've been running. So, and I quit drinking necessity. I took care of my business, handled my business like Elvis, TCB, you know. Tell me what happened in Canada, though. We all want to know. From Canada, that whole country north of us, our northern neighbor. Tell us what's happening in the land of Canada. I got a vehicle from the Ministry of Defense from Canada. I dig Canada. It's much appreciated. It's a super little something. Let's see here. No, it was people couldn't get money out of the bank, and the bank said they were trying to get on top of it. Trying to get on top of it. Yeah, that's just like ours will say. They don't have a clue. Listen, if you have a bank teller, okay, it is their job to hand you different denominations of dollars or accept your deposit. Anybody at that bank, all the way to the CEO, does not have a clue how their computer systems work. Okay, so them trying to get on top of it is them calling, you know, Onyx or all the, you know, Diebold or whatever banking company can fix that. People couldn't get. See here, yeah, here say, yeah, they don't have a clue how their systems work. They're so vulnerable, it's not even funny. There's been people who have taken and put money in different accounts, and they're just low-level criminals, don't even know what they're doing. So seriously, a whole nother country with people that are paid daily to be hackers and to learn how to hack systems can completely destroy an entire financial system, like without even trying, like for lunch. Like they can hack a country and then before lunchtime, and then go have a sandwich and take the rest of the day off and wait for people to figure it out. They have programs that they can actually send something to a company, and that program deletes a lot of stuff, messes up a lot of stuff, right? Countries have no idea. And at this point, they probably have AI software that does it for them. At this point, countries may not even need hackers. They may be able to just push a button and say AI, and AI says hello, and they say, I need you to take out, you know, Micronesia. And the AI says, taking out Indonesia. And you're like, no, not Indonesia, Micronesia. You know, it could be, it's going to be like that. It'll be like that, you know. Alexa, you know, take out the trash. Playing Johnny Cash, you know, that. It'll be like that. It'd be like that. So, are relaxing their control. Yeah. It's a disaster waiting to happen, though, and they all want a reset. Don't get it twisted. Every country out there wants there to be a financial reset so that they can actually change the system up from currency to a credit type system. Bitcoin is, I don't know if that's the start of it or just a side channel. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I got friends that call me and they're like, hey, what do you think about, you know, cryptocurrency? I'm like, oh, Bitcoin? They're like, well, all types of cryptocurrency. And they already know all about Bitcoin. They're talking about a different kind that I ain't even heard of yet. There's other ones out there. Bitcoin is just the biggest name because it's been talked about. And now they have ATMs that are Bitcoin. They're gonna make it so, and they're even saying, what can you buy for $1? What can you buy in stock or whatever for $1? And they're saying, oh, Bitcoin. So that's their selling point now, is I guess you could take $1 to one of their machines and get invested in Bitcoin. And then once you do, it'll be kind of addicting. You buy a couple more little Bitcoins and whatever. And they've got, I don't know if they have different ones that are, they're different flavored and whatever, and different, little emoji cons that they sell at different ones, and one's supposed to be worth 100,000 or whatever, and people give them different ones as gifts online because they quit feeling like it's real. You know, they trade them all day long, and then you know, it's as real as you want it to be. I like currency that's going on right now, but it's going to probably go to a credit type system, and they're all blaming it. They're going to blame it on the virus. They're going to say, "Oh, the virus might be spreading through money." When the virus first started in China, they actually were spraying down all the money. I don't know if you saw videos of that. Covered by the same thieves. Exactly right. Yeah, see, you're good up to 150,000, which is why rich people under the FDIC insurance, rich people will have like God knows how many accounts, so it's all insured. Okay, because if the bank got robbed, they could tell them people, no, you don't have any more money in this account because you had up to 150,000, but your million, out of that million, well, this guy took this much of it, 300,000, so you lost. So really, FDIC insurance, maybe it covers up to 250 now. Well, if you up in the higher echelon of money, you got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? You could actually lose a lot messing around not having 4 or 5 different accounts. So one, you ought to have a kind of a clear view, because if that TikTok, if it takes off, this is going to be one heck of a video, right? I hope it don't, because that thing's filled with propane. I know what that one is. But yeah, and I've got the video though of something that actually did fly in, and then I mean, I haven't got it yet. It's coming. It's coming. It was supposed to be there yesterday. Then it's supposed to be there today. I could probably check today. He might have actually, he might have sent it to me just before he got off. But I think it's pretty much. See, there's another guy that's gonna be famous right there. You know. So, Tic Tac ate him up. So I'm fully expecting that to be there. If not, I'll receive it with apologies tomorrow. I'm quite sure, because it was cleared to give to me, and he must have found it. He must have seen it. It's just I don't know. Everything's working against me, but I'm still struggling and plugging away at it, like you said. You missed all that? Yeah. So you can catch it on the rewind, know everything that's here, and then if there's any more updates, and I may do a live where I can actually look at the screen and go in through some websites, but it'll be late tonight. Hope that don't bother nobody. Sorry if it does. I'm like I'm the late channel at this point. I ain't even checked other people's channels, see what they're doing. I ain't been really checking much. I've been trying to keep up with this whole Ukraine mess. What I would prefer to do is to go into that shop right there and to take apart an alternator. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, the Tic Tac. Yeah. Oh, the Tic Tac is this tank right here. So if you don't know what we're talking about, the Tic Tac. Okay, our Air Force, or I'm sorry, the Navy fighter jets were told, hey, go check these things out. They've been going in and out of the water for, you know, basically I don't know if it said a few days or a few weeks now, and so they sent them to check it out. But it was a lot bigger than that. They want to call it a Tic Tac because it's shaped like that with no top. But it wasn't a Tic Tac if it's the size of an 18-wheeler trailer. These things were about 50 feet long. So they were huge, but they moved faster than the speed of sound. They were pulling more G's than a person inside could actually physically go and into. But they believe that they were from a different planet is what they're saying, but it could be something that DARPA or JPL Laboratories or NASA through another black op company. Who knows? But yeah, the jet pilots, look up Navy fighter jet chases Tic Tac, and you'll be up to speed. They were called to check them out. They went to fly around them or whatever, and one of them finally got the radar locked on him. But it mirrored his movements, then it went straight up and straight out and then straight back, and it happened so fast. It's like, how did that even happen? And then they showed it on radar as being, I don't know how many miles away from him, like a second later, not even a second. And like, what? And so it moved and it stopped and it moved back. And it's nothing moves like that. Nothing. So no jet stream behind it, no visual signs of propulsion, defied our current knowledge of physics and gravity, and didn't even care about gravity. Okay, that thing, the way it acted and moved, and they went in and out of water. So really, they're not UFOs; they're USOs at that point. Once they go underwater, but they were. What I was told is they're called now unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. I guess that's to give validity to whatever you're talking about, because if you say UFO, people think you're nuts. So like I was saying, if that one takes off, it'd be a real problem, because that one's filled with propane, and I don't know why it takes off, because it'd blow up. See here, there's those are the same I see every time a SpaceX goes up here in Florida. One came over my house, 200 feet, no sound. Yeah, and everybody says there's no sound. Hey man, you got a video of that. You might have a better video than mine. Which like I said, I ain't got it yet. I'll have it. I was telling them, don't know if you was there or you heard that live, but yeah, Russia shot one of their satellites at me, and it was on fire, and it flamed up green at one point, and then changed out because that was the copper in it, and it went, I would say roaring across, but it wasn't much on the sound, but in front of my truck from right to left, took forever. Scary that I thought some other piece might have hit me. It was just so beautiful. You're in awe of it, and I got video. So it's going up. It was bigger than Chelyabinsk. It was huge. It was the size of my 18-wheeler tractor plus a quarter of my trailer. That's how big it was. Like, not the fireball. The fireball's bigger than that, but the actual thing inside, the actual whatever, it's about that big. So somebody lost a satellite. I looked what it was. I looked it up on the internet, which one was just recently shot down, or what was going on with it, and looked at the trajectory of the last two sightings of pieces of it, and they went from Maine down to Colorado. The place in Colorado is in the flight path of this incoming stuff. So yeah, it was the Russian satellite that they shot, guaranteed. And it wasn't just pieces of it, it was the thing, it was the mass of it. So yeah, it was bright, and it was at night with no fog like this, no light pollution, no houses around, no nothing. Let's see, no front yard, dark, same time, and by the time I saw it over us, I was in a trance. Yeah, it almost put you in a trance. Like, okay, first thing you're thinking is like, there's no way. But that craft might have affected you also, like I don't know on that one. I don't know, man. I know that the vision of this thing affected me, the view of it. It's starting to rain pretty good now. Y'all see that? The vision of this alone affected me, that I was just trying to figure it out. There may be something scientific behind the one that flew over your head that might actually affect you as a person. Let's see here. I was what the hell was that? Yeah. So let me go further, because yeah, I believe that they could there could easily be other creatures other than us, period. God created a lot, but I know this much: angels put people in a trance completely. So I'm saying there may be something physical about that ship, that its propulsion caused you to be that way. There could be something that they're using, that they switch on, that could be just like denial systems that they have, that are microwaves that make people hot and make them want to move away. They can make somebody maybe go into a trance. Russia is doing that Havana syndrome to people and zapping their brain. So the technology it affects people. I know this much. Like I was saying, is angels affect people so much that they have to tell people, fear not. So, which is, I've always said that's a joke. If you see a creature in front of you that's so fearfully made, this is, I mean, you're looking at it and it says, don't be scared. The first thing you're going to do is, you've got to be kidding, right? You got to be, please tell me that I don't have to have fear. Yeah, there's that. So I don't know about the devices it might have used, its propulsion, how it affected you, but I know that there's even beings that affect people. So yeah, but don't fear fear. Let's see, it affected my wife. I think, right? Probably fried her brain. No, I'm not. And she might be listening. I'm not trying to say that. Listen, he said it, not me. And there you go. So before you try to hunt down this tic tac and it winds up going up for real, not trying to start no mess. Just nothing but respect. But yeah, all women are crazy. What are you gonna say? Listen, I'll give you some advice. Nothing. Don't tell her I said that. If she's listening, she's not supposed to hear that part. But I'll give you some advice. Okay, the Greeks figured that out, and they used to take a woman's insides out when they get a little crazy. It's called a hysterectomy. Okay, hyster is the word for crazy. Ectomy means they are removing it, so they're taking out the crazy, right? Because they thought that's where it came from. That's what they thought, and they used to do them. Oh, okay. Well, so if she does hear this, just know, for real, listen, they get a little crazy. A lot of people think it's one thing, but it's not. It's not the cycle, it's the moon cycle. So I've said that in a different, it is what it is. But at the same time, there's also a theory, because of what the Greeks said, is, well, they taught that, the word for woman in the first place actually means two things. Okay? And I think this goes even as far back as the original language that God gave us, and then there's the other one that had all A's, and then there was the other one that's the Hebrew, Sanskrit. But in Hebrew, and I know for sure in the Greek, the word for woman means two things. It means your partner, helper, but it also means adversary. So it's kind of crazy, but you think about it and you go back and you look at, the very first woman God made. What did she do? Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah, BSC. Yeah. The very first woman on the planet, what did she do? Slept with the serpent. They were twins, not fraternal, not so like not identical either, just two different fathers. Which there's that, it's okay. Women are built to have two different ones right there. So you look at it, and well, then, even though she did something, she tried to blame it on the serpent. So you look at it, and then what they say about being a helper but also adversary, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. I didn't make this up. Don't blame me. I'm just simply a messenger. So, there's two ways that people are. There's a whole bunch of people that have decided, MGTOW, MGTOW, men go their own way. I got a friend that's really, I think he's the president of that club. I don't really know for sure. I think he's the president. He could tell me more than I would know about, this and that. But the system is set up so that your paycheck is someone else's paycheck, and it's supposed to take care of everything, and you're not supposed to have a problem with that. I think it's called marriage. There's a lot of things. Listen, I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm not the one that knows everything in the whole world. But you brought up women, so I'm like, okay, conversation goes there. Well, let's see. What is this now? I want to have it, she says, and the rest of it. Yeah, well, that's about the size of it. I think Eddie Murphy had a skit on that. Half Eddie, half, you know. Well, so, I guess the end of that question is half of what? You know, half of a shirt, half of the pants you're wearing. What does somebody want half of? What is half? What is half is the question. So, yeah, so like I said, they get a little crazy, and I hope yours doesn't go crazy. I'm not wishing anything on you. However, mathematical probability says a few things about this planet. One is that the air you breathe is the same air I breathe. And two is nobody gets out alive. And three is women go crazy sometimes. So, you know. So there's that. Like I said, I'm just having a cigar. I'm liable to talk about all kinds of stuff now, man. I'm just like, for real. I quit carrying 5 minutes ago. Yeah, it can be a, you know, God says that you should take the rough path. So he also put a woman with man. So you think about it, sometimes that can be a rough path. I'm just saying. That's just that. We'll get on to something else. What else we want to talk about? Life hits everybody. It just hits them at different times. So, brother, God bless you. I'm just saying. And I bless you in your fun times. Just I'm gonna say this though. If anybody ever tells you that you need to go somewhere, ask yourself this question: do you have somewhere to go? Let's be real. You know, do you have a second house? Listen, Solomon was the wisest. That God give him the wisdom. I asked for the wisdom of Solomon. I'll tell you, boy, how did you get it? Let me clarify. Solomon was the wisest. He had a wife, and it says then he bought him and built himself. He built her a house, and then he built himself a house. It didn't say he built a house and moved out of it. No. He was smart from the get-go. He built her a house, then he built his own house, and his house had triple pane windows that they still ain't figured out yet. They're still working on double pane without it fogging. So he had threefold windows. It's in the Bible. He had two pillars that held up the place. I want to say Boaz, and you can look up the names. The Freemasons try to mimic that, but you know the wisdom of Solomon is not quite there. And he had a ruby ring. And one that said, after this, he gave that one to his servant that brought him the one that said, oh man, it meant this too shall pass in Hebrew. So it would have been the original Hebrew letters, Zayin, Gimel, Yod. Okay? Gimel meaning the foot that moves, which means everything you've built up is going to go to nothing. It was Solomon's magic ring. He wanted his servant to give him a ring that was magic. He made it up, okay? But a jeweler actually did it and saved that guy. So he says, I want you to bring me this ring. It's a magical ring. It's supposed to make me happy when I'm sad and sad when I'm happy. So he was happy. The guy brought it. It was the last minute. He found the jeweler, says, I know what it is. And so he just scratched 3 letters on the top of a gold ring. And it was Gimel, Zayin, Yod. So this means, from right to left, because that's how you write Hebrew, this means this too shall pass. That means everything he built up, his whole kingdom, would be nothing one day. But then there's the promise of God, and it would be that God was going to rebuild the temple, rebuild everything, and it was going to be better. And that is that part of having nothing of this too shall pass. And then later, when he had nothing in life and he was ousted and this kind of thing, he looked down at his ring and he saw it, and it made him happy when he was sad. So this too shall pass, you know. But in the meantime, in between time, if you don't have the this too shall pass, you can start out with the, where we at? with the ruby ring that he gave to his servant. That's Solomon's. They don't know what it looked like, so it's okay, whatever kind you get, but stones have healing properties too, so that's the ruby ring. I could show you that this too shall pass, it's just a little tight. So the Gimel Zayin Yod, and the eagle for the, you will soar on wings of eagles. So you just learned a little something. And then, like I was saying, he was smart enough to build one house for his wife and then one house for himself. And instead, after that, he had all the other kind of wives, whatever. So just know that he knew before she was going to go crazy that she went crazy. You see where I'm at on that? This is the wisdom of Solomon. God will give you the wisdom of Solomon if you ask for it, so that you can know what to do and not have to drink too much necessity, because that stuff, whoo, it'll go right through you. I'm gonna have some coffee. I'll let you comment on that, and I'm gonna get off this thing. But just giving I guess this is a whole round the world everything. You got questions? I got intel. You know, I'll give you all the knowledge I have. I share knowledge. If you need to know about that kind of stuff, we can talk about that kind of stuff. That's just how it happens. They go crazy, and not all in the same way as others, each individually to their own extent, and some stay calm. Maybe you have a calm woman, you never know. Some stay calm, you know. Long time ago, I had a very calm aunt. So it's real, it can happen. So they say that I believe it was a virtuous woman. This is in the Bible. You'd want to look that up. Hopefully you have one of those and a good cigar. I don't know why I keep grabbing that same lighter that don't work. I think I really like that lighter. I've got a collection of lighters and a collection of cutters. In case you don't know, that's a little thing I have and a little thing I do. So in a box I have 1,000 million billion. You know, I got more lighters than ZZ Top on my dresser. What was that song? Which actually that was by a rap group, but people don't know it. It was a good song by a rap group too, and both of them are good. But lighters on my dresser, look up the rap and see who did it better. You know, 27 lighters on my dresser, yes sir, that one. Well, I got more lighters than they do, and I keep them in a box. It's like a collection. I put Kaizen foam, kind of like if you had a Pelican box for like an AR or whatever, Pelican case, or any kind of pistol. That's the kind of case I made out of a little cigar box for lighters. And I got another one because I collect cutters. Well, out of all my lighters in the whole world, I put up my little favorite ones up here on the dash so I can light my cigar. And they're out of fuel except for this one. But I even changed over a Zippo, because now you can get a torch insert for a Zippo. But if you do that, make sure you leave the lid open, flip the tab over to it, and then try to shut it, or you'll mess up your case. Don't ask me why. It'll bend your case up. You have to have the flip tab open the first time when you shut the lid on the Zippo, when you change it over to the torch. Man, I'm just giving out all kinds of intel here. People, don't go starting a lighter collection because of me. But if you already have a freaking million lighters, you could cut some Kaizen foam and stick it in it and put it in a cheap lockable or latchable $1 or $2 cigar box that you get from the cigar store. They sell them boxes for like $2. If they want any more than $2, it's a ripoff. But $2, $1 sometimes. Most of them are for $1, you know. And I'm smoking an Isla del Sol, and it's almost like, or just like, because it's owned by the same company, a Java by Drew Estate. It's a good stick. People, I hope you're doing good. Get into crypto now. Evidently a whole country's going to take over and go into it. I was looking at it sideways when all the basketball stars put millions in it, and now they've made so much money. I'm sure that their stock's going to go up, because now Ukraine has bought into and made it legal in their country to have crypto. So I think everybody's going to go to crypto. I don't know if that's how they're going to pay their troops. I don't know how they're going to do what. Hey, you can go over there. They might give you a crypto bonus. Sign up with the Georgian Alliance and fight them. They got mercenaries for that. You could be one. And have some coffee. I'm having coffee with honey, sweetened by honey. Most times I use sorghum syrup because that's actually a cure for diabetes. If you have diabetes, sorghum syrup, S-O-R-G-H-U-M, sorghum syrup. I didn't tell you that. I make no claims. I'm just telling you what's up. Everybody, I'm gonna get off this thing. Unless y'all think of something else y'all want to talk about. I think I've done talked about everything. We went all the way to Solomon. You know what I mean? So look up. You can look up Gimel, G-I-M-M-E-L, Zayin, Z-A-Y-I-N, and Yod, Y-O-D. A Yod is just a mark, but it's not just a mark. It's the first letter of the name of God. And it's also, because it's a Y, it's the first letter for Yeshua, which is the Son of God. So Yod, that little mark, is just like the mustard seed. It means everything. It starts out small. It means everything. Looks like a 7 with a little notch on the top. So, and it goes up higher than the rest of the letters. It's made to be small, but it means a lot. It means the letter Y. So it's written right to left. If you're going to carve that into a ring, Yod He Vav He is the name of God, and the Yod is Gimel Zayin Yod. So Yod would be the last letter in that one, because the last is the promise. In the end, you'll get the better rebuilt city and rebuilt temple. Yod being the last, and it's the first letter of the name of God, so it's also a promise. There's a lot to it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get off this thing. God bless you, people, everybody that tuned in. Not to ruffle feathers on anything. So hey, if I made half the society mad at me, well, I'll make you happy tomorrow. Maybe I'll get that video out where I show the Russian satellite that tried to hit me, and you'll get over it. It's just truth. It is what it is, and a lot of that's in the Bible. Look it up. I would have to think, is there something good I could send you to in that? Go to the Psalms of Solomon, and you can look at how he talked about how he loved God with all of his stomach. There's a Greek word for stomach in there. Your emotions are in your stomach, not in your heart, but your heart is different, and Christ wanted the circumcision of the heart, not of the flesh, which means it doesn't matter that whether it's the Jew or the Gentile, he wanted the best of them. There's that. You can look that up. Hope that made some sense, and God bless you, people. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm out. Peace.